Kamen Rider Geats episode 31. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This episode I enjoyed, but I'm kind of disappointed because it wasn't the Keiwa focused story arc I thought we were going to get, because throughout the past couple of episodes, Keiwa has been getting jobbed out. He has a moment, he gets jobbed out, he has a few good moments, but he hasn't had a good arc in a while. And I thought this episode was going to be his arc. It was going to be his two-parter that he finally got after Neon got one last week, or the last couple of weeks, but no. Keiwa did play a role at the start of the episode, which was great to see. We get to see his sister again, which I forget exists half the time because she's only involved when the plot requires it, like in the bomb game and stuff like that. But this episode focused on Ace, or halfway through the episode, it focused on Ace discovering that his mother is the goddess of desire as he gets that bombshell dropped on him. But not only that, you find out that the losers, or the people, or the civilians that are involved with the game, so anyone who sort of gets involved with the game and gets like eliminated or killed off or sort of wiped from existence, they get blipped, they're sacrificed so someone whoever wins the game can be happy. Kind of like a Full Metal thing going on where you can't have something gained without something being lost, and in the example they use in this episode, someone can't be rich without someone being poor. You gotta have that sort of counterbalance there. You can't have both, where everyone can be rich, everyone can be poor. Like, someone's got to gain something, someone's going to lose something when it comes to the goddess of desire sort of granting these wishes. And like I mentioned earlier, the people that get blipped out of existence, or the civilians that get involved and they're seemingly killed, their sort of life presence is used to gain happiness for whoever wins the game, which is a big, shocking revelation for Ace that he finds out in this episode when he discovers that his mother was the goddess of desire. So he's sort of coming with that terms of existence with why would something like this happen. And like I said, I'm still bummed out this wasn't a Keiwa focused story arc, because Keiwa did have some good moments in this episode, because he finds out that he did lose his parents to the Grand Desire Prix ages ago before the show even began, and he lost his memories, and his sister lost his memories, and then he finds out that they were sacrificed to make someone else happy who won the game. He's upset about that. He doesn't want to get anyone else sort of losing their lives in this game so they can be sacrificed with someone else. So Keiwa has that sort of determination in this episode, but he does fall to his doom in this episode as well, which the game for this episode was quite interesting as well. Like, they got to stand on the colored circles, but if they stand on the wrong one, then they sort of drop to their doom. And then near the end of the episode, people start playing dirty. There's this one schoolgirl where she starts pushing someone, which was kind of brutal because it shows how greedy people can be if they want to win. Because the whole the winner of this game will obtain heaven or something like that. That's what they use for my translation. They'll get their desires fulfilled. But this episode also did have some good Buffer and Keiwa fights, some good Geats and Buffer fight in this episode. Really freaking cool. I did like how they sort of utilized the falling aspect in this episode, where Keiwa got to use sort of boost mode, or jet mode, not boost mode, jet boost mode, where he was sort of zooming around the place. He didn't use boost bucket, but you know what I mean. He's sort of using the boost on the jet mode to sort of zoom around. That was really cool. I got a kick out of that. But it's interesting that we didn't see Neon at all in this episode. Like, she wasn't even seen. She was mentioned that she hasn't streamed or anything in a while, and I do like how Keiwa sort of takes a dig at her sister, saying, imagine being obsessed with like a YouTuber that you sort of follow their lives. I mean, just worry about yourself. Which got a kick out of me watching this episode, because hey, I make YouTube videos. But like I said, this episode was an Ace-focused episode, and I was hoping that Keiwa would get the spotlight, but it doesn't seem like it, because next week is the finale of this Grand Jyamato pre-game, because we're in the final game, which is crazy to think how long this story arc has been going on for, like roughly about 8 episodes. Feels much longer than that. But I don't think Keiwa's going to get a power-up at the end of this sort of Jyamato Grand Prix. Probably in the next story arc, if he gets one at all, because if he was getting one, then scans would have came out and revealed it by now if they were floating around online, which I haven't seen any, so I don't think Keiwa's getting any power-ups anytime soon. Now, this episode is also the death of the gardener, where he actually was using his own blood and body samples to fertilize the Jyamato to make him super strong, but also the Jyamato sort of have been leveled out with everything going on, like the special rank Jyamatos have sort of all taken a hit, and there's only like the super one we've been seeing recently. He's the only surviving one, and because he gets a taste for ID cores and blood and fertilizer and stuff like that, he ends up eating the gardener, and dude gets bored. I mean, it's pretty gruesome. Even Daichi was taken back by it when he saw it. So it looks like he's dead, but they also keep the actor around by having the Jyamato take on his mannerisms and appearance, which is gonna be interesting if the Jyamato has become that sentient moving forward, like he's actually gonna be growing his own kind and raising his own kind, so this Jyamato is sort of leading the army to sort of take out all the riders, which should be an interesting touch. Now, Buffer is also becoming half Jyamato as well, so people are speculating that Buffer will become full Jyamato later on down the line, or sort of have this huge villain turn later on in the series. But seeing how next week is a huge showdown between Buffer and Geats, I am curious to see where his character is going to go after that fight. Is he going to remain evil? Is he going to die? We don't honestly know, so I'm curious to see the outcome of that fight next week in episode 32. But yeah, overall, Kamen Rider Geats episode 31, this wasn't a bad episode. It was sort of just like Ace learning the truth about his mother, but I'm just disappointed that I thought we were finally going to get a Keiwa redemption moment where he wouldn't get jobbed out in the episode. He did near the end, but he actually put up a good fight. But I was thinking this would be leading to Keiwa having his two-parter where he gets his sort of power-up form, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Will Keiwa still get one? I honestly don't know. Like I said, you gotta wait for scans and leaks that will sort of show if he's getting one later down the line, because we've only got a couple more episodes left of it. Geats still has yet to get his final form, so who knows if Keiwa's going to be getting a power-up later down the line. But like I said, hopefully Keiwa can stop getting jobbed out and have a good redemption later down the line. He's got motivation. He's got his motivation, his newfound motivation, which we'll be curious to see where it takes him after learning that Ace's mother is the goddess of desire and what happens to people when they sort of get sacrificed. But we'll see what happens. But like I said, not a bad episode. I was just getting my hopes up, thinking that Keiwa would have like a moment to shine, but he did have a moment to shine, but not the moment I was thinking it would have the shine. But anyway guys, what did you think of this episode? Love it, hate it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and with that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, bye.